Welcome into Sport Talk with D-Walt. I'm D-Walt, and on this show, we're going to talk about the Titans. We're going to talk about the Heisman. We're going to talk about the playoffs. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything. With that being said, what's going on, Casper?
What's up, big dog? I'm just here to say Diego got robbed. Diego from Albuquerque got robbed. Just kidding.
Oh man, yeah, I was watching the Heisman. He got second, and some people would say he got robbed, but hey, it's all part of it, and that's why they do it. And see who wins. So with that being said, we're going to jump on into the playoff talk right quick. So let's go ahead and hear about it, Casper.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that playoff stuff. I just want to catch up
Yep.
from last year or last week. I listened to our show again today, and I was like, you know what? We need to touch up on a couple of these things. One, I still think 16 is the right number for the playoff. I decided that cuts out your buys, and I do think there is a line where like you're just not good enough to win. And I don't think anybody from 17th back could win a game this year. That's how I feel about that. So I want to talk about that. The other thing too is like this whole Notre Dame thing. We talked about that, and then like right after the podcast, this whole thing came out about Notre Dame's guaranteed in if we expand. Stupid, irrelevant, and if I was in any other conference, I would sue them. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They're like, we play a non-competitive schedule. We're locked in. That's what that means. Um, I really like that the ACC is threatening to not play them, and some other conferences are like, we're not going to play them either. And they just need to get in a conference. If you're not in a conference, get in a conference. I'm sorry, Notre Dame people. Y'all are boo-hooing. I really have decided it is a very, very, very poor look to just skip the bowl game because like that's your chance to take your team out, expose it. You have a national fan base going to travel wherever you play a bowl game, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like USC or out. These people go. They just show up. It doesn't. They come out of the blue. There's not Notre Dame fans a bunch necessarily in one spot, but by God, there's at least four of them everywhere you go. You know what I mean? And so for that reason, I really, it's a poor, complaining, spoiled brat look. Like I just don't like it. These teams that are falling apart where the coaches left, I understand why they did it, but still, it's like put somebody on the field. Who cares? Like, but I think it's a problem they need to address the whole thing. Um, did you get any feedback on my comments on the BCS?
I
Anybody
did
said
not
it's a
know.
terrible idea? I got a
I did.
few, and I just want to tell you,
Yeah.
nobody has put up a good argument as to why the BCS would not work to pick your top 16 teams that I've heard yet. So if anybody's got one, hit up Sport Talk DY on any social media platform or whatever, and do that. But other than that, I wanted to clear all that up. Like the more I thought about it, we had to do it kind of fast. We got back; they had just done it, but I just want to let you know, like I think it's stupid that Notre Dame's sitting out, and I hope that those other conferences actually are like, no, we're not going to play you unless you get in a conference. So get in a conference. And then the tiebreakers. That was the other thing I want to talk about in the
Yeah.
conference. Like we've got to make my dad is the one that said it. He was like, conferences are not conferences anymore because you don't play anybody, right? Like you got to figure that out. You have to play everybody in your division. That way we don't have these ties because these ties are stupid. Like the more I think about this, Miami is the ACC team in and did not play in the ACC championship game, and both teams that played in the ACC championship game missed. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. So you think they're the best team, but they couldn't even play good enough to play in their conference championship game? Like what the crap, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Like that's insane. But I know college football's winding down. Everybody's probably glad we can move on. I'm excited. We're about to roll into basketball season, so I'm excited for that too. But just want to get that out there. Those are the two things. If somebody has a better way to put people in the BCS, let me know. But I just prefer do that and get rid of this committee. Even if you do the committee,
Yeah.
still the shows thing. Everybody I talk to is like, "You're right. Why do we do these shows every week? It's literally nothing but a money grab for ESPN." Which apparently the whole thing is because guess what? They own the ACC and the SEC. The only thing they don't have is Big Ten. If by God, if they had it, they'd change it to what they want it to be. Can I get an amen? So that's about it. What's this news up here at Michigan? You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, let's just get in this Michigan deal. Coach Sharon Moore has been fired. He went 9-3 this past year. Uh, Female staff member, him and the female staff member had some stuff going on.
Alleged,
You
alleged.
can't, yeah, legend. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of different rumors flying and this and that, and just want to get to the facts. And I just as a coach, he's just all right. I think he got the job a couple years ago after the other coach left to go to the pros, and this stuff probably goes on in all kind of sports because all like in the NASCAR and other sports, all these people, the drivers have this, a person that goes with them that's right
Yeah,
by them to get them to the interviews, get them to the
yeah,
all the stuff they do, and it's just one of those deals. It's not. It's a bad look when you hear about what happened, but
yeah.
he was
I mean,
arrested and detained and all that stuff. So
yeah.
that's all through the court of law
It's
now. Like,
sad it all happened that way, but there's a couple things I'd like to point out. One, this is a product of college football being worth as much money as it is worth at this point.
yeah,
Bad stuff follows money. Money's the root of all evil. It's not that money is evil, but it is the root. Okay, sex, drugs, all this stuff, stealing, cheating, it's all gonna follow it, and it's like that's just unfortunately a cultural fact. It is what it is. And with all this NIL money, it's impossible for them to track it too. And I mean, you think that's the only story out there? It's not. He lost to Ohio State and somebody told on him. Nobody had any problems when he beat Ohio State. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. It's like he still went 9-3, but he didn't beat Ohio State. So nope, time to tell. But I'm afraid we're gonna hear a lot more of those stories. I hate it went that way. But money's gonna do it, man. Right? I mean, money leads to stuff all the time, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens. He still ain't got a coach yet. That's the worst thing for them. Is like, or
yeah,
do they get a coach today? I
not
hadn't really
yet
been
that
on
I
my
know
phone.
of, but there's some rumors. A
Dark
Washington
horse.
coach is a rumor that
Okay.
a dad was telling this weekend. He's the top guy that's probably going for the job. I think they went 8-4 at Washington this year, I believe.
Okay.
So I'd be curious who they get after signing day a couple days ago and stuff. So now those
Yeah.
players have the transfer. It opens up January the
Second or something like
second, something
that.
like that. So um, it's
Yeah.
it's one of those deals that happens, and it's going to happen again in the future, and the news will come out then about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm really,
but that was
bad time to not have a
yeah,
coach right now.
yeah,
But we just had the coaching carousel. It's over and done with.
yeah.
So
Yeah, if they go rob somebody, then that team has to go rob somebody. It's
yeah.
just a cycle that can go on and on for a long time.
Yeah. Tennessee hired Ohio State's head coach. National championship. Here we come, baby.
Okay.
We got Heupel's offense and Ohio State's defense on the way. So y'all just get out the way because
I
we're
got one
coming
for you.
for blood. What?
Chip Kelly, is he getting too old to be an OC? So at Tech, he is getting interviewed for Georgia Tech OC. You think he's over the hill?
I don't know. What is there for him to gain at this point? Like
Yeah.
at some point, these guys got the money. Just walk away. That's how. That's what I don't understand. But I mean, if he wants to play, yeah, bring him in there. He'll probably beat up on Tennessee. So, biggest thing ever. I forgot. Every show. This is how we're gonna open it up. Okay. There's gonna be a D Watt Sport Talk hosted party at the Georgia Tech Tennessee game. D Watt's buying tickets for me and every other guest. So we're all going to be
Yep.
down there. He said it on the last show. We're going to hold him to that. Just want everybody to know I'm pretty excited to go to Tennessee game next year because I'm probably not going to go at home because tickets will be $700 because we're going to have to pay this new offensive coordinator and these players we got to go get somehow. But I'm pretty pumped about that. So thanks for the offer. I really appreciate it. I want
Oh
to be the
yeah.
first to formally accept, and I'll run the camera. All right, I'll run the
Okay,
camera.
okay, man. Yeah, we're gonna have a live show down there. Got a tent set up. We're gonna tailgate.
Yeah,
All Tennessee fans might be a
yeah,
lot of them there, but that's all right. We're gonna give our takes and opinions there.
yeah,
Live show at there
yeah.
at the game.
Don't let your dad forget that you said you're paying. Okay, just don't let him forget because I know he's going anyway. So just be sure that he remembers who's getting the tickets. So,
Yeah, we were talking
but
about
yeah,
that last night. We were talking about that game, and
yeah, I bet I heard that on that podcast. I was like, oh, you messed up, son. You messed up now. So,
yep, I got asked a good question. That was a good late in the show question there. I like that from Randy.
hey, they scheduled it week 2, so we got a
Yeah,
wedding to go to. I thought we were gonna have to miss watching it, but
uh,
hey, it's week 2. We're
week
good to go,
two.
baby.
I thought it'd be week one, but
I
they
did
got
too.
a Furman week one. Then they got Georgia Tech, and then they got some other smaller team
Yeah,
week
the
three.
schedule's kind of weird all around this year. There's only one bye in the SEC.
Ooh, really?
That's
Okay.
tough. There's a couple SEC teams that are playing all their 9 SEC games, no bye. That's tough. So we'll see what
I like
happens.
that. Well, so I'll go and talk about that a little bit. I like the one, but I thought two was a lot. I thought two. I like one, and two is too much. So I like the change.
Yeah. Now if we can just cut one game off and add to the playoffs, we'll be getting
Yeah.
somewhere, right?
I agree with that. To cut that off and give me 16 teams in the playoff and something like that. And yeah, I like it when they can make some changes like that. That I think helps the fans and helps everybody all around. And plus, like get 1 week to for the team to take a week off, but then after that, hey, it's all about the money and let's keep playing.
Yeah, they're paid, make them work.
Yeah, when we sit at the house, be on the field.
I like it.
All right, let's do a little NASCAR talk real quick about this court situation. NASCAR, as someone was calling it. Both have settled. They have agreed, and they were looked to be hugging and smiling and happy during the last day. So I like to see it. Just as a fan, I'll go ahead and go first here. Man, I just like to see it, and I don't want anybody complaining, belly aching, fill in the blank in February at the it all starts back in February. I don't want any talk about it. Like it's over with. They've signed the deal. It sounded to be good. I will learn tomorrow night, or on their show we got the Caution Flag Competition podcast. Check it out. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting into that next couple of days on your show. But it's over with. 16 months. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over. I think it's a shame that, I wasted 20 hours of my life listening to a podcast like daily to friggin' see what's going on. But glad they got it done. Basically, NASCAR was going to lose, though, in case you didn't understand that. Basically, NASCAR was going to lose. They put Jim France on the stand. He did terrible, and they were like, oh, no, not good. Let's go ahead and sign it now. And I'm sure it didn't cost them $350 million. I'd say, probably more than that 50 to 100 million ish
Oh.
plus the charters. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely good. It's over, done with. Now we can look forward to the Daytona 500, which is approximately probably 10 or 11 weeks from today, something like that.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
it's
thought it was a good time.
this time of year I start kind of getting a little antsy. Get through the
Yeah.
holidays, get through the New Year's, and then by January it's go
First
time. I
weekend
start
in
getting
January on Sunday. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And then I'm like, where's Ice Bowl? God. And there it is
won't
on
be long, a
flow.
few
But
more weeks.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Kind of, it's nice to have the off season, few weeks, a month or two off, and then by then I got the feel back, and I'm ready to get back to the track.
I hear you.
Well, with that, let's go ahead and jump to Army Navy. It was the 126th game. Both teams run the triple option. Georgia Tech used to run it, and I guess I've got my own. It's okay. It's kind of hard to watch a little bit. It's somewhat like if you can kind of keep up with it and how they run the ball in certain plays, it's kind of cool to watch. But it they they go fast. The games if they're gonna run the ball, they're gonna run the clock a lot. So that works out good. But this is my take on the game, and I'm sure everybody's got their own opinion. But I feel like the game's starting to lose a little steam. It was sold out, and it's always got a good atmosphere, and I enjoy watching it. But a game day doesn't go there anymore because they're worried about the playoffs. So there's not really like a talk show before it. It comes on like I think it was 3 o'clock CBS, and
Yeah.
halftime was 13-7 Army. Army was like in the years past not that competitive in the game, but they've really turned it around. They got the coach recently and whatnot. Army didn't punt at all in the first half, so they had the lead the 13-7, and then second half Navy was able to run the ball and also pass the ball a little bit. They probably passed more than Army, and then the Navy gets in the shotgun, which Tech didn't do back when Tech had it a couple many years
Yeah.
ago. They did not get in the shotgun, so I like the shotgun option. It's just the teams don't like it because you got the chop blocks and all these different just how they
Yeah.
block to run the ball so much. But as long as you do it by the rules, it really shouldn't matter. But Navy wins 17-16. I believe it was a late turnover. Navy went down and scored a touchdown. Army got the ball back. I believe it was late, and he fumbled or something. It was the game always comes down. It's been some close games lately, whether it's snowing or whether it's some kind of dramatic finish. So I like Navy. I'm a Navy person. I love the game. It, you know, and what they do for the service and whatnot after the game's over with. So Navy wins. I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, I picked Army.
Yep.
Did I pick
You did.
Army?
Yeah,
So
you
I,
did. You picked
I
Army.
threw
Yep.
up an air ball, I guess. That's a shame. Yeah, I mean, I actually watched the first quarter. I had to go to a Christmas party and stuff, so I didn't get to watch this whole game. But I watched the first quarter. One possession ended. And then Army had the ball, and then they ended up getting a touchdown too. But they got a touchdown in the second quarter, so it was it's pretty wild, how that works out. Not a lot of possessions this game. I actually really enjoyed this game. I hate to hear people say it is losing something, but it might be. I don't. Maybe they need to make it like first game of the year or something instead of
Yeah,
putting it right here up
I
against the
like that.
playoffs. I know that that it'd be hot instead of cold, and like that's kind of part of it is like you want to see what they do at the end of the year, but I don't know. I'm with you. Like it has lost a little bit of steam, and I don't love that, but I guess it is what it is. I think it's really cool, all the pageantry and all that. So, and it's football. The
Yeah.
crazy thing to me was that there was actually a bowl game too last night. I was like, what the
Oh,
crap?
yeah. There was one good thing. Everybody can vote different ways, but Trump was there, so it was good to see the president there. I don't care who's president.
Yeah,
I like to see him there, and did the coin toss. When it's just good to see the president on hand. I like that.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, I like that idea to go back to maybe week zero, have it try something different. I know they've had it for 126 games, but it used to get a lot of attention there at the last game of the season. And now it's try something different.
Yeah, you're right. I think the playoffs definitely because like they start this week, so there's only 2 weeks to talk about before the playoffs start. Whereas before, you had time till you got to New Year's Six bowls, right? So people had something else
Yeah.
to think about. So good point. But yeah, good game. Always love watching it. It's kind of sad I didn't get to watch it all. You ready for the next one? Your
Oh
favorite
yeah.
topic of the day? I'm just ready to sit back and listen.
All right. Heisman Trophy. Fernando Mendezo wins the Heisman Trophy from Indiana, the quarterback. And here we go. So Mendezo is clean cut. He looks good on there. He's not wearing a bunch of this crazy, which I was watching with Dad. And these guys. It's just kind of funny to see what they're. Well, maybe not funny, but it's just cool to see what these guys wear with the necklaces and all that, and how they walk out there. Pavia had on all his swag, and hey, when you make a bunch of money, you can wear all that kind of stuff. So I like the guy that won, humble guy, and gave a good speech. I'm big in those kind of speeches like that, and he was emotional, and it came from Cal, so he transferred in from Cal. And he kind of gave them some love, which I guess these days when you transfer around, you give everybody a little love. So,
Gross. You're
but
supposed to hate everybody other than the team you play for, just for the record.
I guess I'll go first here on Pavi, and then I'll let you fire away. Had a good year. He broke some records, I'm sure. Threw a lot of touchdown passes. Just my biggest thing, as I said on the show for the past weeks in a row, probably is if don't strike the pose till you win the trophy. And then he had the group pose with all the linemen and everybody at the Tennessee game. And at that point, it's like I don't know if the voters kind of keep up with what these people do, whether it's off the field or on the field. And I was hearing rumors he was at all his other events leading into the Heisman, fights, one of those paid fight. And he's doing all this other stuff. And if I was a voter, I'd keep a very close eye on how these guys act in the classroom, on the field, on social media. He did have a social media um, little disagreement or a thought, I guess you could call it. Didn't care for the voters with his choice of wording. Won't say what he said, but it's on Instagram, my story, I believe. You can go check that out for yourself. But I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff. Not a big fan of social media hate, especially when you're going to use different kind of language. It's not for me.
Yeah. He choked on his chain. I don't know what else to say. He showed up with a chain, and that's it. I mean, he wasn't gonna win it. I don't think anybody thought he was gonna win it. I am curious. I go back to that Texas game, and if they could have pulled like if that, I do think about this, and I think back to that game. If that dude would have picked up that onside kick in that Texas game, and they win that game, I think he probably wins the Heisman. And I understand the yards and touchdowns. He feels ripped off. Uh, but I mean, Indiana didn't lose. They played some ranked teams. They didn't play as many, but they played top 10 teams, which If you look at Diego, they actually never played a team in the top 10 while they were in the top 10 this year, which probably hurt him a little bit. That ugly game against Auburn, I mean, he put up yards. If the team was a little better, I think Diego probably would have won. He didn't get robbed. I'm with you, though, dude. I think you nailed it 100% on the head. Striking the pose is a bad, bad idea. I think the voters do watch that. I think they go back to that, and it's just like, no, not doing it. I really think that's a lot of it. I don't. The other talk I don't know about, like stuff about beating Tennessee and we're gonna win and all this.
Oh,
To me, that actually shows a little bit of leadership. But this whole like striking a pose and dancing and your brother and mom getting drunk at every game, and I mean his brother got arrested twice. Like I'm not afraid to say that. His mom dancing over the rails at Vandy home games. Like what are we doing? Like I feel like it doesn't help. The Heisman is a little bit of a classier award, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I I think he ripped himself. So I think, if he wants to look back and do a little reflect and go back and think about how he acted this year, maybe he would have won it. And like I said, they're one game away. I mean, that's the
Mhm.
ugly truth. And they were close in that Texas game. So, um, they weren't going to beat Alabama this year. Just you weren't going to beat
Yeah.
Alabama twice in a row. Trust me, I know. To teams from Tennessee can't do that. But yeah, I mean, Heisman, who even cares anymore? Like this stuff, the NIL has got me so I just these people he's out there acting like a celebrity, like you're talking about going to fights. Like that's
Mhm.
fine, but it's just not college anymore. Like I want these kids to go to New York City and something like that, and I want to be like, how am I here? Be
Yeah.
appreciative of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'd I'd also like your point on the transfer thing because there's a lot of transfers now. It's interesting that he was nice to them. So
Yeah,
um
it's something you see when they go pro and they put something on the X or Instagram. They always toss in their other team, which is probably good because that team spent time trying to get him to go there, and then he went. Then they went there, and at least spent a year there or so to move on to probably the money to the other team. So, all in all, I think the Heisman it still has a lot of potential. Go ahead.
one more point is from my boy, my baby Diego. Joey had 300 more yards than you. Joey Aguilar from App State. Just want to point that out. 300 more yards. You might have beat him, but he beat you. Don't forget.
I like that. It's a good stat there. I like that. But the Heisman is I think there for a while. I don't know if it went down a little bit, but I feel like it's still people are still keeping up with that and keeping up with stats, and I feel like it's always going to be something prestigious. Which with the whole money thing and certain guys weren't going to want to show up in the years past. Manziel, I don't know if I saw him there last night, so he's back to being on board, and maybe they want him back in there. Oh, that they want to be part
Yeah.
of the show or whatever. So that's good to see. Now that they're paying these guys, it's all good
He
now.
he needs to be relevant again, so he had to do
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
He's Diego's best friend too. So that's another reason why he shouldn't win. So
They were good buddies. But yeah. So this weekend we got some playoff games. Oklahoma, Alabama. That's a rematch, I believe. So that's Friday night. Then you got Texas A&M, Miami, Ole Miss, Tulane. Man, that's in the picture later, so I won't say much about that game. But we're really going to see what these small schools um going to do. Oregon and James Madison. That's another game that's got a pretty high spread. Um, so that's going to kind of see what if they deserve to be in. And they won their conference championship games and they were ranked. So I guess they're going to get in. I hate to say this, but I almost would rather see maybe somebody like that get in than like Duke. See what these small schools can do, see what they can shake out.
yeah, for sure.
But then you got some bowl games that have started. The LA, I think it's called the Bucked Up
The
Bowl, the
Bucked Up
caffeine
Bowl,
pre
hosted
workout.
by Gronk, baby.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that was last night. I come on,
Close one too.
yeah. Boys, Washington blew them out. I do a bowl picks. Me and my wife do one each year, and we print them off. We fill them out, and so I got one so far, and I missed last night's. But well, if you count the South Carolina State Prairie View A&M game, which went like 4 overtimes, I believe, or something like that. But that one was hard to watch. I actually watched the other game more than there was a, FCS game on. That game was actually
Mm,
more exciting than the cricket celebration bowl.
yeah.
But this week's be a busy week. I think it starts Tuesday night, the bowl games. I'll be Tuesday, does maybe I guess Saturday. through Saturday. So a little something to watch on, I guess, all on ESPN, ABC. Got a little bit on HBO, TNT, True TV there later on as well. So well, that's the playoff games as well though. So got a couple of different stations covering these games. Looks like so that's kind of I guess I'm okay with that really because then I kind of get to compare the broadcast. See what TNT shakes out with some of these playoff games. I like that. I didn't know that till just now.
Yeah, as far as the schedule goes, so the one that I think is getting overlooked here, just for, well, we're talking about this now, right? Is
Yeah.
Miami, Texas A&M, bro. But they put that at 12 o'clock. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Texas A&M play at home at 12 o'clock? Like you better be awake. Carson Beck might come in there and light you up, son. I mean, they've had an extra week of like I'm telling you, that's if I'm Texas A&M, I'd be shaking in my boots having to play that game at 12 o'clock. If that game was afternoon, evening, I wouldn't be worried about it one little bit. But that 12 o'clock kickoff that's going to be an interesting game. Okay,
Yeah.
if they're the closest seeds too, like I don't know.
You would think they'd find a way to get these games on prime time or at least the 3:30 start, but I guess
Yeah, they don't want the overlap. So
they
you
don't
got
want
the
the
one
overlap. So
Friday
they
night,
got
and then yeah,
wow. So
yeah,
that's something different. I mean, it's something to yeah. I wouldn't have expected that, but
no,
I think yeah, I'm looking for it. Which everybody's these bowl games are probably going to be going away. I think I already heard next year they're cutting back a couple more already. So, and I want to get on here and clarify a few things. I was kind of talking about the Tech Bowl game, for being by the Pop Tart Bowl. It's actually a really good bowl game. I misspoke. Well, I didn't say anything bad about it. I was just talking bad about the sponsor. But that's actually a pretty good game. I want to clarify. The sponsor is a little silly, but it's actually a top ranked bowl game.
I mean, it's okay. We know you got in trouble last night hanging out at your dad's, but it's okay. We all know it's the Pop Tart Bowl. They're gonna have Pop Tarts dancing on the field. Now they do that. Actually, to me, it's actually one of the bowl games I like to watch because they got Pop Tarts dancing on the sideline. It's actually pretty funny. And the halftime thing was pretty good last year. I remember. So,
Yeah, I was watching a story
but y'all need a
yesterday.
win though. Like it
Yeah.
is actually serious for like the up and coming teams that have struggled in years past. It is important to win these bowl games and get your recruits. So, good job. Hopefully they get to win. That's not
Yeah.
an apology, but you don't have to do that. It's okay.
It's gonna be a tough game against a BYU. They're 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 ranked what 11th going into the going into the
Yeah,
play Texas Tech. So
yeah,
they're good. They're gonna be a big tough team, and they're not fancy. They're tough. I feel like they're a tough team. They got a good coach, and Tech's got a pretty good okay history in these bowl games. Some lost last year against Vandy, but I think I'll do a little a quick on this game. I picked them to win. I picked Georgia Tech to get the win. Hopefully they get down there and warm Florida, Orlando, and feel motivated. I haven't heard anything about anybody opting out yet from Georgia Tech and BYU. I'm not sure on that, but I feel good about it, and I'm looking forward to that game. It's on when is that game? It is December 27th, 3:30 ABC. So
yeah.
that'll be good on that. Anything else on the bowl games, Casper?
I'm actually excited to watch these games this weekend, and I somehow hope that Tulane and Jamie, you do something. Don't have much faith, but I'm telling you that 12 o'clock game Saturday is going to be a good one. That Friday night game, Alabama Oklahoma, is also going to be a good one as well. So be sure to tune in and watch those, everybody. I think those will all be good games. So I'm looking forward to all of them.
Yeah, that's with these bowl games. Sometimes, man, they're hit and a miss. They're either blowouts or they're close. It's amazing how these teams can show up and just not be motivated.
Yeah,
But maybe that's why we see them opt out. Like, why even go if you're just
yeah.
gonna?
Well, they party too hard, like Diego down here southbound.
Oh, yeah. So that's about all I got on the
Yeah,
bowl games, on the playoff games.
that'll be next week's talk for sure.
Okay. All right. NFL. Thursday night, the Falcons beat the Buccaneers 29-28. I picked the Bucks to take care of that game. That did not happen. The Bucks had a 14-point lead, 1 point in time. I feel like the I'm a Buccaneers fan. I like the quarterback and Mayfield and all that good stuff. um, oh, I feel like they're falling apart. They had a good start, and now they're not. And I don't know who to blame. Is it the coach or is it the offense, defense. So the Falcons are 5-9. Playoff wise, I'm not sure if that division's weak or strong, but I mean, if I could see them get maybe 10 wins, I'm sure the Falcons fans that listen to the show, I'm sure y'all want to see your team. I mean, if you can win, like got the win last night, which I know the quarterback's out, and they kind of got a lot going on their end, but give me maybe get 10 wins for the year.
Be good. That'd be better than they've done. So,
And then here we go. Let's just talk about the Titans a little bit. Played the 49ers. That was at 4:25 this afternoon on Fox. Falcons, the Titans are so they were 2-11 going into the game. Halftime was 17-10 49ers. They had some opportunities. As a Titans fan, I was watching this game. They had their chances. That they had their opportunities. They did have one uh, um this this a big guy caught a pass for a touchdown. So that was pretty cool. I like the touchdown. I think it was a lineman. So that was something different. I like in the NFL sometimes you get these guys that don't always catch the ball and then they catch the ball. So that was pretty cool to see. So now the Titans are 2-12. At this point, like we said before, just get that first pick next year and try to build this team up. I'll try to keep up with the Titans, and I got my flag I put out each week, and I got my gear. And it's tough. It's hard to watch it when they're not doing well, but I try to stand behind them whether they're winning or they're losing every game. I try to keep a close eye on them.
yeah, I'm telling you, the Titans have some positivity. I'm just gonna tell you, they got the Chiefs next week, baby. You got a chance, baby. You
Yeah.
got a chance. No Patrick Mahomes, he's down
Yeah.
with ACL.
Okay. Yep.
So, hey, we'll see what they got. Was that Gardner Minshew is his backup right now? It's like,
Okay.
yeah, he's gonna be a stud. Let me tell you. I mean, he's no Philip Rivers, um, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. So, I mean, listen, the Titans might beat the Chiefs next week. Chiefs are on the downturn, so good things for Titans. Big Jeff with the touchdown. You're right. That is
Okay.
fantastic.
Okay.
Big Jeff
Good
got the
deal.
touchdown. So, good one on that. We'll see what they got
So
next
next
week.
week the Chiefs. So they got the Chiefs next week. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs for the first time since 2014. I had to look that up. It's because
Yeah.
they've been winning Super Bowls and they've been consistent.
Yeah.
So it's like I got one for you, Casper. Is it the coach getting a little old, or has other teams kind of caught up to him with getting players?
No, I mean, I think it is they don't really have any receivers right now,
Mm.
and then Kelsey has not been good enough to bail Patrick out at the end of the day. Like he's not, he's done. If I was him, I'd be done. I'd quit. He's already got his sugar mama. He can retire, move on. I don't think he plays next year. Not the way he wants to go though, so maybe, but I just don't see him playing next year. But they got a little bit of reloading to do. Receiver, running back, that they got a little bit of work to do overall. But no, I don't think it's an Andy Reid thing. I keep
Okay.
hearing people say that, and I'm
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
dude, like you can't win every time. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just hadn't been. Mahomes got getting a little age. He might be losing a step too. So we'll see what they do. They are going to have to probably make some kind of changes. So I'm curious to see what route they take. We'll see who they put out there, who plays and who doesn't. There's talk that Kelsey's not going to even play anymore. Like he might just retire like this week or something. I've seen that a
Mm.
couple times on the internet. As soon as they were officially eliminated, he might just retire. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not going to miss him that much. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm really not.
Some teams that won today that that's got some good records. Seahawks. They beat the Colts. And then the Browns aren't doing good. They lost 31-3 to the Bears. So the Bears are having a good year this year. Shadu Sanders didn't have it. I guess he's still starting. He didn't perform much at all on that. Got the Ravens. They got the win. The Chargers are doing good this year as well. So these are just some teams that are the Patriots lost
To the
in there,
Bills.
so they were doing really good, and the Bills got the win. So
Yeah.
um, so I like
They're
to.
still separated by one game there. It's kind of
Okay.
be curious to who wins that deal. The Bills have Browns, Eagles, Jets. The Patriots have Ravens, Jets, Dolphins. So,
Okay.
that a big time game for the Patriots next weekend and the Bills. I guess when they play the Eagles, it'll probably be their next toughest game. So see what happens there. Who gets that win, that division? I don't know. I want Drake. Come on, baby. Come on, Big Daddy Drake. Let's go. Carolina's the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
And there's some teams that aren't doing good that will be fighting for the top pick. You got the Jets 3-11, Cardinals 3-11. I mean, there's some teams that are really the Browns.
Giants,
So there's
Raiders,
it. Yeah. So I didn't know
Titans.
it's pretty tight. So I'd be curious how it
Yeah,
all really shakes out. Which some of these teams are going to win a little bit, but it's going to be.
yeah.
I think this year, which I feel like in the past, there's more teams that win more games than this. So I'd be curious how it all shakes out here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But all right, here we go. Let's talk about a little college basketball. Louisville, ranked number 11, 8-1, head to Thompson Building Arena. They're ranked number 20th of all are. They're 7-3. They've lost three in a row. This is Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. I'll give you a little preview on this game. As a fan here in Chattanooga, I just want to see compete and win, and not just compete, but they need to get back on the winning ways, which they've had a tougher schedule the last couple of weeks, I guess fans could say. I like to see it. I like to see them play tough games. If they just play a bunch of losers, then we're not going to know what we got in January when we start with Arkansas here in a couple of weeks. So this is one of the last, probably final tough game. Might have one more, but it's top top ranked game. Um, I'll be watching for sure. Just gotta get the lead, play some defense, and get the threes going, get the team back going, and hopefully they're getting better. Which one I know we talked about this on the last show. They're not getting better when you're losing. You got to find a way to get better. And I heard on the radio a few weeks ago that they're watching film on the way home, on the plane rides home and whatnot. I just hope they can bounce back. Hope the fan base can kind of relax a little bit. I know you got to win not all the games, but almost all of them. And got a great coach, and he's got a lot of experience. And if he doesn't have a great year this year, I think the age thing might start creeping in up in Knoxville. You probably know more than that than I do with being up there. But and so I'll let you go ahead and cover that game now, Seth, about the Louisville game.
I feel like it's must win. I know that
Yeah.
sounds kind of ignorant, but I feel like for their season, like just haven't started off with really any good wins. I guess you had the one, you beat Houston, but like other than that, kind of crappy. I mean, in my opinion. Sorry if that might be harsh, but I mean, the lost Kansas, Syracuse, Illinois, like you got the win against Houston, then kind of fell apart. And at some point, we got to right the ship. We're on 3 in a row losses. Like to me, this is a must win, regardless of who you're playing. It doesn't matter how pretty it is, but you need to go win this game so you get a real win. Because then you got Gardner Webb, South Carolina State, and then you go into conference
Okay.
play. And by conference play, you better be tuned up. You're going to get beat. So, I kind of for Tennessee, I really actually think this is basically must win on Tuesday night right here, down the road for me. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm with you on the Rick Barnes thing. I just don't know. He's a good coach, but I just don't know how much time he's really got left. So we'll see what happens in that game. I'm ready to tune in college basketball. It's time, baby. I
Yeah,
mean, we're
it's
here.
time.
We're almost conference time, so it's
Yeah.
time for me to flip on over to basketball now that they've quit playing high school. So it's time to pay attention now.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Once the games get to be competitive in January with conference, I enjoy the conference games. During the week's always a little something to watch. Georgia Tech's got Marist, so they're still got a couple of little cupcake games. So Tech's 6-4, playing Marist who's 6-2. 7:30 also Tuesday night, so I have to kind of check that one out as well. Just as a Georgia Tech team, just as a fan, like as a Tech fan, it's just the fan base just isn't super into it right now. They're gonna have Haynes King there Tuesday night. I think all tickets were $10, and they're gonna have him accept some kind of like award or something like that.
While they get blown out.
Well, yeah, oh man,
Just kidding. Hopefully they don't lose
oh
that
man,
game.
they're really famous for keeping these games really close at like halftime with these
Yeah.
small schools, and then they'll get like a 10-point plus lead in the second half. But as I'm watching, I'm like, if you freaking lose to Marist, then I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah.
And there'll
Yeah.
probably be like 12 people there. And so the coach, I got some time here. So the coach is, as I watch him coach, does things different. He gets a chair and sits by the score table
Okay.
and just sits there and either sits or kind of squats, either or. And it's just different. And
Didn't
some coaches kind of
Parkett
sit
do that
back with their
back in the
arms
day?
crossed, or they sit or stand. But this coach, like he's into it, and he's putting out the effort, and he's showing he wants to be the coach for the Jackets. But just it's just a coaching style.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, we'll
That's
see.
just it. It always catches my eye when I see it.
Well, we got, let's see, Carolina rolls to Atlanta on the 31st of January, so we got some time still. But
Okay.
Carolina does have Ohio State Saturday.
Oh,
Ohio State's not currently ranked, but that'll be a big time game for Carolina. Kind of like they look to me like a team that could be good. They have the loss to Michigan State, which is like an out of conference rivalry. Ohio State, one of those teams we seem to play them all the time too. So big time. They need to get that win. That's in Atlanta, at
oh,
State Farm
okay. So
on Saturday. So hopefully, they pull that one out, but they're rolling into conference here pretty soon too. All these great conference games like SMU and Stanford and Cal, Notre Dame, and the Atlantic Coast Conference. Sorry, it disgusts me
it's
still to
probably
this
time
day.
for a
I
new
can't
name.
even.
They need
But
to call
yeah,
it
it's
something else.
let's just call it the D
Yeah, you got a good
minus
name for
or
it?
something. I mean, they all suck, so let's just call them what it is. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But definitely, Pops has a little bit of positivity about the Tar Heels.
Okay.
That weirded me out. Like I was talking to him last week. He's like, they might actually do something this year. We'll see. Um, got a couple injuries, but definitely excited to actually get back into watching basketball. So I'll probably turn on a game for the first time this year, probably this week. But I mean, why are they playing 27 scrubs? I just don't understand it. They got ETSU, which probably finals was probably like this week. So you play scrub during finals week and all that. Like that makes sense. But um yeah, Ohio State's big time. So getting ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think yeah, let's get going with it. And I think they should just play like one or two warm-up games and then start it more in December and then January, that be the conference games and then yeah, it's even like I get it. ESPN all these they're making the money, but like if you got like five people in the stands or whatnot, like there's got to be some at some point there's got to draw a line on it.
I think part of it is I think the school, and I asked my dad about this like earlier, and I was just asking because they have started earlier, and he thinks that it's just like they need the stuff on TV. Basketball, even at a school like Carolina or Duke, like yeah, it's profitable, but it still doesn't do what football does. But you play a few more games, sell a few more tickets,
Mm.
get a little bit more TV. The conference gets more TV money because the conference play more games. All TV packages sold by conference. Live sports is the only thing that anybody's watching on TV now live. So it makes sense, but it is stupid. I mean, it's just kind of a waste of time. But I guess they're getting tuned up, so um, I'm all right with it. I'm
Speaking
just
of
not gonna
live,
watch
I
it.
got some pretty cool news on Thursday. Got me a guest coming on. My a nephew is going to be on the show. I got some things to talk to him about. I can't talk about it right now until I got him on the show, but got some live event that I get to ask him about. So we're going to have my nephew on the show coming up on Thursday as a special guest. So looking forward to having him back on the show. But you got anything else, Casper?
I mean, we needed some picks, but other than
Yeah,
that, I don't
yeah,
think
yeah. It's
there
going up.
was.
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's go on into the picks of the weekend. So Casper, he had Army, and they got it. So the spread was 5.5, and they only lost by one. So you got the point there. I had the Navy. The Bills, we both had the Patriots, so we both got that one wrong. And then the flex, I had the Buccaneers take care of the Falcons, but the Falcons kept won the game. So there we go. So the picks right now are 3-2. Casper 3, DWAT 2. So I didn't know good. I gotta get that turned around. I can't be dropping these eggs. I can't be having three X's on my screen. So gotta get a little better
Yeah.
this weekend.
You better turn it around, by God. I got some picks coming for you today. I got them coming, son.
Oh man, so here we go. Picks of the weekend. We got the Chiefs third by 10 at the Titans in Nashville on Sunday. And I get to go first here, so I won't say I get to go first. 10, man. They ain't got no quarterback. Oh man, keeping it
Gardner
close.
Minshew's a stud, okay? He's playing for his next backup job. I mean, gotta do what he's gotta do. I'm just saying.
-10. Give me the Titans. Give me Titans. They'll keep it close in Nashville on Sunday.
Man, I was gonna pick them for Kaysen. Dang it. You want to go double or nothing? I'll go Titans money line. I'm gonna go with Titans too. I'm sorry, that was where I was
That's
going.
that's
I'm
good.
not changing it. I don't see them getting blown out by Chiefs with like backups playing, Chiefs not caring, the Titans kind of rolling.
Yeah.
Put up a good fight today in San Francisco. I got a win last weekend. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna do decent finish the year. Also, that would get them out of the hunt for the first pick. So let's. It sounds like something they would do. So well, I guess we're both taking the Titans. I
All
reckon.
right. Tulane at Ole Miss. Tulane got smoked earlier in the year. 17.5 is the spread. Oh man. See, this is tricky. But I think Ole Miss is going to roll and they're going to take care of Tulane. They're going to blow them out.
I See, this is a toss up for me. To me, this depends on which Ole Miss team shows up, and I would hate to pick the same as you. So I'm not going to. I'll take Tulane to cover 17.5 or
Yeah, and
whatever. But it's just this game to me, which we didn't talk about much, but this is the thing about this game. It depends what Ole Miss does. And I'm just going to tell you, if Ole Miss comes out and beats them by 30, 40, everybody better watch out because it's a pissed off Ole Miss team coming. If they take Lane Kiffin's face and tape it to a Tulane helmet, and then they do what they want to do, then they're going to beat everybody in their way. They should do that. That should be the motivation. If I was, I can't remember the coach's name. I don't know why I can't think of his name. The dude with the beard that loves football and don't do hot yoga. Whatever. Anyways,
oh,
like, listen, get a helmet for your opposing team. Put Lane Kiffin's face right in the face mask when everybody walks out, and instead of tapping the wall, just hit that like this. Like we're gonna show you who's daddy. That's what I do. So, yeah, I'll take Ole Miss to not do that. I guess just so we're not the same. You're welcome.
I was wondering if we might see something like that, with their because they get like a pick six and do some kind of slam dunk or something. They did
Yes.
with. I wonder if they're gonna put. I hate to say this, but I wonder if they're gonna put Lane's face on the backboard or
No.
something.
No, they're not. They're not gonna do it. But they need to use that motivation in their head. Like we have. This is to prove him to be the world's biggest piece of crap. Like he left us, we're gonna go win without him. We didn't need him. Like that's your motivation. It's great motivation. Best bulletin board material made yet, right? So we'll see.
All right, let's move on to the flex. I love the flex. It's a lot of fun. We get to pick our own pick here. So I'm gonna go with. It's a big spread, but Oregon, 21.5 is the spread right now for the game. And I'm going to say they're going to win by 22 plus points.
If I was you, I'd think hard about changing. I'm telling you, I don't think so, bud. Oregon is questionable at best, so that's all right. You can keep it. I'm gonna take Miami plus 3.5. Texas A&M. I kind of think I'm gonna go Miami money line probably if I throw some bets in this weekend, which I probably will. Um, yeah, I don't like that 12 o'clock kickoff for Texas A&M. I really don't. Um, they're falling apart at the end of the year. They hadn't played nobody. Miami's played a little bit of something. You got Carson Beck, been there, done that before. I don't know. I don't love that game for Texas A&M, honestly. So,
Yeah,
um, they had a loss and they took 2 weeks off. So, yeah, I'm gonna take Miami plus 3.5 at Texas A&M, 12 o'clock. Be there, be square.
that's good. That's a good pick. That's a good flex. That's a good safe. Might get that one right.
It's not
Pick.
safe because if Texas A&M wins, they're gonna beat them by more than 3.5. But that's pretty much a Miami money line pick.
Yeah, I
Just
think I think that they'll come out motivated. Miami, I think they'll come out hungry, and with getting in and a little bit of that drama getting in, and they might want to come out and prove that hey, we
yeah.
deserve to be in here, and we're a good team, and we're going to go to A&M, and we're going to take care of them, or keep it very close if they don't win.
Here's your homework. Find out by Thursday. Has anybody ever won one of these home? Has anybody ever won a road playoff game yet? Because I don't know that they have. Really, I
That's a
don't.
good question.
I can't think of one. Maybe the 8-9 game, but I don't think so though. Really,
Yeah.
I kind of think they haven't. So that'd be interesting if maybe we get the first upset there. But be watching it because I feel like they kind of put Texas A&M on the watch your butt alert there. So we'll see what happens.
Well, with that being said, we're going to shut it down. Last week, I did not shut it down last week with Randy. I want to apologize for not shutting it down. Uh, Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're on the online socials, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff, X, follow us, like, share, subscribe. Uh, I sure like to see the see all that kind of stuff. So it's good to see everybody kind of get online with us. But with that being said, I'm gonna say, Casper, thanks for joining me. Thanks for being back.
Always,
And
always.
we're gonna say, see you in the next one.
Oh yeah.